Today we're gonna look at the oldest bird zoo in the world, Vogelpark Avifauna, literally translated to Bird Park Avifauna. This has some really interesting birds, and today we have a little look at it, I give you a tour. The first enclosure is the ostrich enclosure. Okay enclosure. I have some video footage. As you can see, they go with the helmeted guinea fowl. Nice combination. Here's a little picture of it. And now we go on to the most deadly bird in the world. Here we are at the cassowary enclosure, the southern cassowary. Quite interesting enclosure, but the glass is really reflecting. I saw myself more than a cassowary. But if you look very closely in the back, you maybe see it. It's my favorite bird, so I was very happy to see it. It's a beautiful bird, yeah, you see a lot of people in the background reflecting. And there you go, a beautiful up-close look at the southern cassowary. I really love this bird. And next we have not the best enclosure for some geese, and especially the swan goose here. Not a very special enclosure. This enclosure is not for a bird, but it is a very beautiful enclosure in my opinion. One of the best enclosures of the zoo for the red panda. Really love this enclosure. Couldn't see it very well, as you can see here. But yeah, cool enclosure. In the enclosure next to the red pandas, I saw this black swan. Yeah, roaming around. Then a lot of generic hornbill enclosures. Rhinoceros hornbill, the pink hornbill, I guess this is called right like that. But also the knobbed hornbill and also some other species like the toucan and this pheasant, the lady amherst pheasant. Here we have the Togo toucan, nice enclosure, pretty simple, just like you expect it to be. And here this picture. Another enclosure looks quite empty. I thought it was for a magpie species or something. Here a little comparison sign with wingspans for the hornbills. Here again a similar styled enclosure for the common tragopan. Yeah, just like the hornbills. They're cohabitated with a great hornbill. I didn't see them, unfortunately, but a lot of other hornbills I did see. Now we get to the good stuff. This ranger hut looked very cool. It has a beautiful interior, like a little American styled ranger hut. And the animals in here are the Steller sea eagle and the raven and the black kite. There were a lot of storks here. They're also nesting on top of this aviary. Oh, it was very fun. There are also some peafowl in this enclosure you see here. I don't know why. Geographically not really accurate. Then we come to a huge lake with Dalmatian pelican. We saw that in Bladder 2. And a lot of wild birds like storks again, ducks and a lot more to see here. Really love they do this. They have a lot of space. In every enclosure around this lake you can see the pelicans just vibing in the lake. These are not birds again. Madagascar. The lemurs are here in the enclosure. Look here, the ring-tailed lemur are classic. Then we have a feeding show for the red-ruffed lemurs. It was fun. And this unusual animal, the black crowned crane, not a resident of Madagascar, but was in this walkthrough enclosure, just like this vulture guinea fowl. Again, the lemurs and the black crowned crane. Now you can see how green this park actually is. A lot of grass, a lot of trees and stuff. Really beautiful. I was in summer, it was very hot, a lot of shadow. It's very fun, very nice. This outback enclosure that did very not like look like the outback, just like in Dutch area. But there are Australian animals in this enclosure. I'll show you in a second. We enter the viewing gallery, if you can call that. Like these kind of wooden viewing galleries makes this enclosure feel outstanding in comparison to the rest. Yeah, here we have the emu. Yeah, the Australians lost a war to these emus. That's a very long story. Then we have the magpie goose. This is lorikeet landing. It's an Australian themed enclosure that really looked like Australia. That was fun. You can feed these animals, but not a big fan of feeding, so did not do that. You can do it. There's a lot of space where you can walk around, and the lorikeets walk up to you, fly up to you, and can eat out of your little thing. Then we enter Umvikeli, the Vulture Valley. My absolute favorite part, and you'll see it's huge. This is new since last year, and we really want to see it. And here we go. We enter this beautiful African-style viewing gallery. And we're in. There's a lot of music going on here. And if you see, there's a lot of theming, and the enclosure looks really like a savanna, what I really love. Really hard to do that. Look, this is the white-headed vulture. A lot of savanna. It looks very like a savanna and a dead buffalo puppet. Yeah, I really love this enclosure. That they mimicked the African savanna. You see a lot of African theming, education on what's illegal, what's legal to bring with you home and stuff. That's very fun. A lot of education about this. Then we enter the meerkat enclosure. Unfortunately, I did not see any meerkats, but I love the enclosure. Really big. Yeah, a lot of rocks, and again, looks like a savanna. Always love that. It's very, very hard for zoos in Europe to do that. So, fun when they succeed. Look, this like airplane style thing. Then we go to the other viewing gallery on this aviary. Right here, you have a sign on every vulture species. Another good look. You have a real big lookout over this beautiful enclosure. And there aren't only vultures in this aviary, like this secretary bird, this tricolor starling, and a lot of other birds I did not see. So cool. Now we are at the penguin enclosure, the Humboldt penguins. A beautiful large enclosure with a beautiful tower and very up close here. Look, they're just vibing here. Very cool. There's a beautiful pool here, so that's cool. Here's a nice picture of the Humboldt penguin. Yeah. Then we enter South America. Here we have a little sneak peek at the monkey enclosure, and here we have a duck species. I did not really know which species. But the big thing is this Serrada enclosure for the giant anteater and the vicuña. Unfortunately, I did not see the anteater. It's also home to some swans, black-necked swans, and great and these southern streamers. and a little walk-through enclosure for the giant Patagonian Mara. Again, looks really like a South American desert, rocky desert. Looks very beautiful. They really do a good job at making these enclosures as natural and realistic as possible to their native area where they are based on. So very fun. Then this huge walk-through enclosure for a big variety of species. In this video you won't see any primate, but I have some pictures. This is home to the red howler monkey, white-faced saki, red titties, and the emperor tamarin. That are the ones that I saw. Only do not have a picture of the emperor tamarin, but it's very big, very natural. Did really like it. They can jump and climb overall everywhere. So looks very good. I'm surprised. I've been here once before, a long time ago, and did not remember this beautiful enclosure. A picture of the red titty monkey, just chilling here. The white-faced saki, and the red howler monkey is next here. Really love this enclosure, really. Then this enclosure for some pheasant species. I did not see any sign. Old enclosure of the kiwis. Unfortunately, the kiwis are not visible anymore in the zoo. Big shame. Now we're entering the tropical house. Look here, some free roaming pigeons, doves, green, like a tropical house is supposed to be, some ducks. I had expected some more birds, there are not a lot of. Here you have a species of hornbill, the oriental pied hornbill to be specific. Yeah, nice. Here we have an enclosure for, it looks like some chicken, and there are some Nicobar pigeons. Really love this guy's closest living relative to the dodo bird. And this beautiful themed Philippine school, really love this themed area. Yeah, it looks very cool. Walk through this very small door. Yeah, nice, not very big. Then we walk over a bridge. Yeah, there were not a lot of birds here. The only reptile species I found in the zoo was a Turkish turtle, or Turkish terrapin, swimming in the pool. I could not see it there. Here should be the crocodile rock bird, but it moved. The other reason why I would go to the zoo. Just like the kiwi. Here we have the ground pigeon in the next room. Also a very small room. Yeah. So the tropical house is not my favorite area of the park. It mostly is of zoos, but not here. It's not very like. I really hated this part. A lot of cages with a lot of different birds screaming through each other. Did definitely not like this. This starling species. There was a very rare species in here. I will show you in a second. Don't know what we would see here. Some weaver birds, all very small cages. Not modern. And here we have the lesser bird of paradise. A very beautiful bird. This is one of the reasons why I would go here. So beautiful. Here are some photos of the birds in this tropical house. This beautiful aracari. Some other birds that just roamed free. This green aracari. Amazonian parrot. This is the end of the tour. I have footage of a bird show. If you don't want to see it, just click away. But so I've toured the entire park. but I want to show you a bird show I really liked, so maybe if you want to see it. There we go. We have some cockatoo species, the rare red-tailed black cockatoo. Really love to see that. I have a really good picture of it. I will show you in a second. And there was just the beginning, the cockatoos. And here we have the Egyptian vulture trying to crack an egg, an ostrich egg to be specific. And you see it's very hard for him to break it, but he has a beautiful solution, and that's this rock. To drop it on its egg. They are very intelligent. I have better footage here. I really like to see how intelligent some animals really are. Look at how they are just cracking eggs, and they have special stones they bring with them, because some just don't work for it, and they know that. That's really fun. And to be clear, he succeeded. So a little applause for him. And yeah, there were the beautiful black kites grabbing his food in the sky. And this is my favorite picture of the day. The red-tailed cockatoo and some kookaburras. Very fun show. If you go, I really recommend to go. Every time there are different species. And then we are on the end of this zoo tour. I really like the zoo, really natural zoo. Not only birds, but some mammals too. Good variety, some rare species, some reoccurring species. So I really recommend going if you are close. It's not very big, so you won't, if you're not a photographer, you won't be there an entire day. But I really recommend if you're close. Natural enclosures, a lot of birds. So fun zoo. I will end this video for today. I really hope you liked this video. Maybe you will go. So bye bye.